Welcome to Let's Talk. So, Carolyn, how did you,
Yes.
what made you interested in helping Brownie Fox publishing company? Was it something you saw along the way? Because we developed this over the years of writing a book. You saw the birth of the book, and then you saw how everything worked out and the development of the publishing company and all the hours and hours we spent trying to get this book launched last year. There are so many things that go into this, as you saw, and as I had to do. It's a very hard process that we had to go through, and finally, we got it published December 28th, 2019, and that was a glorious day. And we did our first book launch in South Carolina. That's kind of unusual, it seems like, but we had our reasons for that. We were invited by some people who could help us out and get us started. So that was a really good, I believe, we had a great time. Met other authors there, got some great advice. So I think that was a smart move by us. And I met some of the best people in the world down there who set me straight and put me on the right path. So what we're going to do next, we're going to talk about the steps that it takes to publish a book from
Okay. Are we
start to
doing that
finish.
right now? Because
Well,
I
yes.
wasn't sure if we were going to have another time, but I can just make this my first and last appearance. Um,
Sure.
that's perfectly fine with me. But you asked me a question, which was what made me get into this, and basically just the dedication of you and I together, and the great team that we make, and
Hmm.
we've been supportive to each other through everything that we do. And I know you took a very long time to write the book, and I read it probably 100 times before we even got to that point, over and over again. Carolyn, can you read this book? Carolyn, look, I wrote another chapter. Let me send you the book, and you can read it on your lunch break. So, um, there was no question of whether or not I would be interested in working with you as a team on our own company. It's been a dream of ours to do something together. We wanted to do a coffee shop at one point, and some other things that we had in mind to do, but to actually, um, birth and do an entire company together it's been wonderful. You've put a lot of hard work and dedication into it, and I have to be honest with everybody. Most of the work was done by Kevin. I was just supportive in whatever he needed me to do, and I will continue to do that throughout this process with him. I have my own book, which I'm working on some illustrations. I have someone doing some illustrations for that I wrote when our daughters, sorry, were very young. So I'll be publishing something as well. And I'm sure I'll have the support of this great man here and the rest of our family, our daughters. We have two daughters. One is our marketing executive and sales and marketing. That's Kellen. She's the youngest. And then we have our oldest daughter, who is our director, administrative assistant. And she's handling all the administrative things that I need her to do. And she just assists in any way. She's getting ready to get married. As you can see, Kevin's not the only one that can talk. I'm just saying. But she's planning to get married next year. And we are enjoying getting to know our new side of the Darden family. So we got a lot going on, but God is good, and we are proud and happy to be doing it together. I wouldn't want to do anything in this life without Kevin. So
Oh, that's really sweet of you. And I say the same thing about you, too. So I appreciate your help and support. And there's a lot of times I was behind the typewriter for hours in the week. Nobody saw me because I was trying to finish up this book, adding 10,000 pages, and I think it was a week and a half. And
yeah,
that's not easy to do.
no,
That's a lot of work because it's got to come out. But all of it is in my head, right? Everything that I had, I already knew what I
well,
wanted to say. But you got to do it the right way. And let me tell you, no many doesn't matter how many times you read your book or you have somebody else read it for you, you never find all the mistakes. So we learned
right,
that we learned that the hard way. So you gotta use an editor and you have to use a proofreader because you're not good enough. I don't care. I mean, we listened to that the whole thing like I don't know, maybe 15 times, and we went just right past us. Like we never saw it. Like we didn't edit it or anything. But we
Right.
tried. But that's always good because this company, Brownie Fox, we use editors, professionals who will do stuff that we can't do. And it's not an admission that we're not capable of it. It's just that this is what these people do all the time. So
Right.
you always go to the experts, just like with the Mercedes. I go to my expert friends that know how to do things that I don't because I want this car to be a nice car that I'm rebuilding. Everything is like that in life. You always pick the best people who know how to do these things to help you out.
Right.
So, yes, you're going to say?
So yeah, some of the steps are we have a Gmail, Brownie Fox at gmail.com.
It's Brownie Fox
And
Publishing. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Brownie Fox Publishing at gmail.com. So if you want to submit your articles or your book or memoir to us, you can do that. We ask that you put that in a Word doc. It's the easiest for us to work with. But that would be your first step, is deciding that you want to do that. We will review that and decide if that's what our company wants to publish, meaning we have standards, we have things that we are interested in publishing, and some things are not going to be aligned with what we are looking for or what we want to be represented
Yeah,
as.
say it, say it.
So, so sometimes there'll be no's. We then will approach you with an offer letter, which of course will include your timeline and a contract that you can sign, as well as a postage paid envelope to send that back, and all the details would be in there, like how long you have to review it and send it back to us, and things like that. Once you do that, we're going to let you know that you need to get it copywritten. So that's going to take you a little bit of time, a couple, maybe about 4 weeks or so.
Yeah,
Is
that's
that right,
right.
Jeff?
That is
Yeah.
right.
So getting it copywritten is the first step after you've sent it to us and we've said yes. Then once you do all that, there'll be editors, illustrations, blah, blah, blah. But we'll be here to walk you through every step. There's a lot of things that we'll do as a publisher, and there'll be some things that you have to do. But the biggest thing I think you need is patience for us to get through the process. Some people will require illustrations. Some people will not require illustrations. Some people might need to build their own cover, or they may have someone build the cover and the front and back cover. So just lots of steps. Sometimes the steps are not going to be in the same order for everybody. So we kind of just put, these are processes that you're going to go through, but it doesn't mean that you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then get a royalty check. So, but you just have to be patient. I would say that's the biggest thing, is being patient and being ready to just wait a little bit on something to be done.
That's right. And it requires a lot of creativity on the author's part and a lot of agreement. Like if you're doing a cover page, they're going to have to agree on if we pick an artist or they pick somebody or a design. That for me was probably the hardest thing that I did, was create a cover page. But, after I did it, I learned, I actually used Canva.com, and I learned I can throw together a real fast presentation or promo like I never could before. So, and it's been working out for me. As a matter of, here's an example of what I've done. This is a radio show that I did in Atlanta, or for an Atlanta station. I put this together in like 5 minutes. And if you do your own cover, you'll be really good at this kind of stuff. So there's also you have to remember, sometimes the editor is going to change your chapters or the order of the book or rename things. So there's a lot of patience involved, and the way publishing companies work is they would like to have a little control. I'm a little loose on that, but I want to make sure things look right and are best for the customer. So I don't want anybody to have something that's not going to be pleasing in the eyes of somebody who's an expert experience in this. So we rely on our editors and everything else, all our professionals, to get that straight with us and to make it better for you. Because the whole thing about this company is we want to make you a better writer, have a better product. And so far, my book has been doing well, and I've got nothing but 5-star reviews, and thousands of people have read it on Amazon on the Kindle. The Kindle's on fire right now.
I'll
So
get it.
sales
Kindle
are good too.
Fire.
Yes.
I get it.
I didn't mean that, But yeah, there's a lot of people that are reading that book, and I'm very pleased.
Mhm.
And I've seen that it's actually gone outside the country, and other companies are selling it, and it's amazing what a book can do, and the subject and everything. So this is why we want to
Yes.
pick the things that we like, that we think are very important, and that are vital in our minds. Go ahead, Carolyn.
Right. Oh, that's okay. I just wanted to say when we are picking out the experts to help you build a better book and make it more marketable, um, you have to keep that in mind when you're looking at your royalties because it may not be what you think that you should get for the book from us, but you have to keep in mind that we're paying for a lot of those edits and those things to be done so that you do have a quality book that people will want to buy and purchase and continue to review in a good way. So don't always look at the percentage of the royalty check as a bad thing. You could pay it all up front and get more in the end, but we try to minimize the cost so that we can give you what we feel is fair and equitable royalty checks. So
That is right. And I think we might be a little more generous than the industry standard that we've seen.
exactly.
Because I had a couple of contracts that were offered to me, and I turned them down. And that's the reason why I started this company. And it's good to be part of a publishing company than it is to be an independent. There's a lot more, there's bigger advantages to that. And I have a lot of potential to help anyone who, I have to believe in your book. We both do. And we believe in it. We will take it. And we provide, like Carolyn said, a lot of services. Like we will pay for the ISBNs. People don't know ISBNs are not cheap, but that's part
Right.
of our service. So we'll offer that to you. We'll also offer all the editing, like she said, and the proofing and the formatting, which is a nightmare. I have the experts do that. I couldn't figure that
Right.
out. So it takes a village to make a book, and the average book takes about 10 months. So if you go to a publisher and you say, this is the book I want, and they agree to publish you, it's going to be sometimes a year later. So books are not a timely thing if you want to do current events. Books are for the long haul, something you believe in and something you want people to see or know. It's got to be very broad and general in subject and structure, or something that doesn't change much. So you leave that to the articles. That's not going to happen in the book world. Well, I believe that whatever's on your heart, everybody's got a book inside of them. Everybody has an idea, and the best way to express it, if you have the time and the tenacity, sit down and write a book. It's an awesome thing once you become a published author. It's a beautiful thing. It changes a lot of things, the way people look at you and how you see other books. Every time I go to a bookstore or I go to any kind of book department, I look at the books. I think, wow, I know what it took to put that on a shelf. I know all the time it took. And some people are writing these huge novels. And mine is a novella. It's just big enough to be a novella, what they call, which is a small novel. But I look at the ISBNs, I look at the covers and the information sheets and everything, and the forwards. It's just amazing to me. And these are things I didn't know anything about before I wrote a book. And now I know how they work and what formats to put them in and all the rules and the page numbering. There's so many things involved in this that you'd never think of. And that's why we're here, so you don't have to think about it. So we can
Right.
take over and make it happen. And I think that's the whole point. A lot of people have ideas. They keep telling. I have friends that say, "Yeah, I have a book. I always wanted to write one." And a lot of people come out of the woodwork and say, "Well, I've written things down. I've never finished it." And that was me about 7 years ago, 8 years ago. I had all these fragments and I put it all together, and I was writing the book slowly. And one day I decided I've got to get this done, because I have a story I want to tell and I want people to see it. And
Mm-hmm.
I kept pushing and pushing, and next thing you know, I'm getting close, and I start sending it out, the manuscripts to different companies, because I believe in what I was doing, and I believe a lot of people feel the same way, and that's what usually happens. Your idea gets out there, and not all ideas are great. Not all ideas are for our company or other companies, and they'll tell you that if you submit your manuscript, they'll say, "Well, you, I love your story and I like your book, but it's not what we're looking for right now." So it all sometimes it's just timing. And but a week later or a month later, they may contact you, and that's what happened to me. I got another really good book review from another company. I think it was Olympia, and they just weren't looking for it at the time. But some things change in the cycles, and the times dictate what they want and whatever they have available right now. So that's the kind of thing you're up against. And as an indie, it's easier to get signed by Brownie Fox, our company, than it would be on somewhere else, like the bigger ones. So this is how the process works, and it takes a lot of patience, takes time, and it takes understanding on all ends, and it takes agreement. So we're not the people that are gonna throw away your. We're not going to bully you into what we think you should do. But we're going to guide. We're going to agree that this is the way to go. This is the right kind of illustrations. These are the right kind of edits we need. And the whole goal, like I said, is to make you look good and your book to sell.
Right.
Because we all win when that happens.
Exactly.
I think that's important.
Yes.
You have anything to add about that?
Sorry, my neighbor Jim is out.
Distracted.
And there's bugs. It's getting crazy. No, I think if we're about to wrap it up, though, I would probably impress you to throw up your book so we can
Sure.
show them what we've accomplished and thus far. I believe it is called.
Growing Up White, An Oreo's Guide to Fitting In. And it is a funny book about how I grew up as an Oreo. You see my hands? Where are they? Where's this? As in, yeah, it's kind of hard to do this on the screen. Yeah, there we go. It's a little delay there. As an Oreo in United States of America, the way I grew up, and how I was caught between the black and white community. I didn't act black enough, but to other people, I was nothing but black. And there's a balance in between there, and that's what this book is all about. It's hilarious. It's funny. It got great reviews. It's my heart in a book. So anyway, that's an example of what we've done, and more books to come soon.
Yes,
anything else to
like
say,
we said,
Carolyn?
we have 2 children's books. We're going to be trying to give offers this probably in the next 2 weeks, mailing those out. And my own, and we've been talking to some other authors even as today. We've got some Christian books looking at the Bible with original illustrations drawn by the man that wrote them. And we also are looking at some guides on how to be a Christian in your job search. So we've got a variety of things coming, and we're looking for more. We're looking for you. So if you would, again, I'll put that email out there again. Now you can find us on Facebook at Brownie Fox. Just look us up on Facebook. If you want to send it through the IM, that's fine. But we prefer that you send it to Brownie Fox Publishing at gmail.com, so we can get it from there pretty easily. And I would like to have that in a Word document if possible. And my neighbor is getting ready to mow his lawn. So I think that for me, I'm going to have to probably say, we're probably going to have to end this segment.
So you're going to have to cut out, right? Because he's cutting the grass.
Yes, I'm just mowing along here. Um, he did go up front, so I think he heard me talking and it was
Okay.
pleasant enough to go up front. But yeah, so and that's all I have to say. Give us a chance. We are a Black-owned company trying to do something important and following the heart and the mind of God in doing that. If you agree with our beliefs and you have something that you want to share, it doesn't have to be a Christian book, but that's not where we're stuck. But, that is our background and our principles. So everything that we do, we are asking God to lead us and guide us in that effort so that He can be blessed and we can bless others from that. So we're not out to become millionaires. We just want to enjoy this effort together. Like I said, it's just something Kev and I have wanted to do for such a long time. We almost bought a building and opened up a coffee shop several years ago. Just we work so well together. We're not just married; we're best friends, and everything we do, we like to support each other, and we've taught our daughters to do that too. So I'm rambling, and I'm sorry. So I'm going to stop.
Well, thank you, Carolyn, for joining us here, and we appreciate it. And yes, I think you should probably get inside now to get
I'm
away from
coming
the loud
inside.
noises.
All right. So
So,
we're
yes.
just done. I leave. That's all we need to
Yeah,
do,
you can
right?
just leave. I can actually remove you. I can do things to you,
Oh, please don't
get rid of
remove
you.
me. Oh, Lord. I
I can
just
make you
gave us such
disappear
great
like
accolades.
yes, you did a great job.
And
I
you're
can make you
just going to
disappear
remove
like
me.
Tabitha, whatever, Samantha. That's it.
Oh,
We
that
don't
would
want
be
to talk about
cool.
witchcraft on this show, no.
No, 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 no,
But this is the first show we talked about the book, and we have a lot of exciting shows coming up. So I'm going to let
Yes.
you go, Carolyn. I'm going to let
Okay.
you. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Talk to you later.
Later. So next show's coming up. We're going to talk about different subjects. I have lined up things that people do in everyday life. I have flight attendants that I'm going to have on the show, and they're going to talk about their life in the skies. And we're going to talk with airline pilots on another show, auto restoration. We're going to talk about my 1958 Mercedes Benz that I actually got to drive today. We're going to talk to fighter pilots. That's going to be a great show. We're going to have some guests on, some national people. So this is going to turn into something really nice and interesting to watch. You never know what we're going to have. We're going to plan this once a week, preferably on the weekend. And we thank you for watching. And remember, Brownie Fox is looking for authors and columnists, people like you. We thank you very much. Have a good day. Have a good broadcast day. Thank you.